Texas bikers across the nation and around the world. This is Popeye live on a Thursday night, February the 11th, 2021. And how are you guys on the chat line doing this evening? I see you're doing good. You're all talking back and forth to each other and having some fun. And please tell me that this mic is coming in good. And so, yeah. And I'll double check my sound over here to make sure that it's going out as it should. Just a minute, let me get the mouse over there. It keeps disappearing on me. There we go. It's wild tonight, the mouse is. Well, man. Let's start out with some biker stuff. You know, we know that we have people on other channels like Constitutional Warriors and those types. But you know, after all, we are a biker club who puts on these programs each and every week. And you know, I want to start out with something. We had a sheriff's department. Once again, you know, we had a saying in aircraft. We had a saying. The more things changed, the more they stay the same. Yeah. Meaning every time we would get a new management and they would go in and implement these new programs, well, they would come in and try and implement them, but it wouldn't be long before we were right back to what we've always done. And I saw that again and again and again over 30 years in aircraft. They would try and come in and change everything. But, you know, now we're talking about sheriff's departments across the state of Texas and probably across the nation because it's just the same things that happen over and over again. Now, we had a sheriff's department up here in Grayson County, Texas. That would be near Bell, Texas. And so we had a sheriff who got wind that there was going to be a motorcycle event nearby. And you know, we don't mention any clubs unless they specifically we have permission. You know, we don't roll that way. We just don't. You know, we hope all the clubs will get along and everybody can have a beer together and kumbaya. But you know, once again, the sheriff's department gets wind of this, and the next thing you know, they're knocking on the doors of businesses and go to the news media and talking about, you know, biker gangs, everything else, you know, even they even go to the local bank. Yeah. And so let me see if I've got this. Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. The browser must have changed on me, so we won't worry about that right now. Anyway, they go to the local media, and the media goes to the local bank and asks them if they know about this. If they know about this. And the bank says, no, we don't know anything about it. We don't know anything about any event going nearby or any motorcycle gangs. They don't know anything about it. Well, hell, guess what? Neither does anybody else in Texas. But wait, it gets better, everybody. It gets better. The next day, the sheriff's department has to go and retract everything. Because the information they got is wrong. Matter of fact, the event wasn't going to be held there. Whatever club that was had moved their venue. So now they've done all this damage, gone to the local businesses, and at the same time started talking about motorcycle gangs when they know nothing about them. Nothing about them, except for what they've heard or what they've seen through the DPS and maybe the FBI and other groups out there that throw that crap out there. But you know what? We see this again and again and again and again. It is absolute insanity that we see this play out again and again. But we're going to get the word out that they've got egg all over their face. And why did they go to these businesses? I don't know. Maybe we'll run up there and interview them. What they thought about all that. Trying to send the public into a panic. This is what I'm saying. But hey, we are recording this video as we send it out live, and you know, just in case YouTube throws us off, this will be posted at Rumble. And so we have that as our backup channel right now. But eventually, we'll probably move there. But, you know, and we'll be talking about this in a second, the value of the internet and what's going on out there. And, you know, and we'll get around to the impeachment stuff, too. But there's a few topics I did want to touch on tonight. And, you know, businesses are leaving California like crazy. Like crazy. This is not a good thing for them. It's not a good thing for them. And also, it's not a good thing for Texas because many of those businesses and people are coming here. So we don't need those people bringing their politics, the politics that ruined their state. We don't need them spreading that out across the country. We need them to realize that what's happening in their state can be spread across the country. And I know I'm repeating myself there. But this is a recipe for disaster. When you're losing jobs and you're bringing people in by the tens of thousands. Matter of fact, it's what they've got going on in California now. More people are leaving each year than are coming in each year. But what's going to happen pretty soon is they're going to be flooded with illegal immigrants because of the things that the left are planning on doing. That's what they want to do. They want to flood the country with illegal immigrants, while at the same time we're losing jobs. We're losing jobs. And in California, it's multiplied because all the businesses that are leaving. And if you people haven't signed out there in California, if you haven't signed the petition, the recall petition for Governor Newsom, you need to get to it fast and make that happen. Because the number one problem in California is Democrats. That's it in a nutshell. The country's being run into the ground. And let me tell you, I saw a video this afternoon, and I wish I had it posted. I saw it this afternoon. It was supposedly a car with the president, and he was traveling. I'll post it in the link whenever we finish here, or in the comments whenever I leave here tonight. This caravan that had the president in it was passing by a bunch of homeless people. You know what? I hope that SOB gets a real good look at that, because that's going to be growing across the country worse than it is now because of the plans they are implementing in warp speed. That's what they want to do. They want to change everything that's been done, all the great economy we've had over the last 4 years, even in spite of a pandemic. They want to run this country into the ground. They want to make it collapse, and they're certainly on their way. Now, the thing we have to consider is the people out there now know what a great economy looks like. They know what having a job means. They know they had choices between jobs. But all that is fixing to be thrown away. All of it's fixing to be thrown away as they try to go to the new Green Deal at warp speed. Yeah, just saying, everybody. But if you are coming from California and you're coming to Texas, or you're coming to Florida or any of those places, make sure you don't bring that crap with you. Please. That's what I'm saying. But hey, we want to know what's wrong with there. Anybody on here tonight from Canada? What the hell is going on up there? Canada is being bought up by the Chinese. Oh yeah, they buying up stuff left and right. Matter of fact is, I think they've within this last year, there's like 500,000 Chinese that have moved into China. I'm just saying, everybody. And why would all this be? Would it be because all the socialist buttheads that are up there? Oh yeah, that's exactly what it would be. Just think about it. We're going to be surrounded to the north and to the south as the Chinese move in and take over. But listen to this, everybody. Listen to this. The woke NBA. Yeah, the woke NBA. Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban is a piece of crap, is what he is. There's the Mavericks have been playing this year. They haven't, and I know this is old news. They haven't been playing the national anthem all year long until now. They're told to. And what this is, everybody, is damage control. Damage control. So Mark Cuban comes out and says, "Well, yeah, we're proud to play the national anthem and that kind of stuff. Well, why hadn't you done it?" Well, we've got to listen to the other side. Haven't we? We've been listening to them all year long. I mean, we've heard this again and again and again. Be careful, Randy, that might get you thrown off. Even worse, might get us thrown off. But, hey, look. So they're doing damage control now. But get this, everybody. Over in France, you know what they're worried about? They're worried about the influence we're going to have on them with all this wokeness crap. Oh, yeah. So everybody's saying over there, oh, God, don't bring that here. Don't bring that here. They're going to mess up our country. We don't need that. We don't need wokeness. Well, hell, France, neither do we. But they're trying to shove it down our throats. Yeah. So the French, who've never won a major battle in history, is now all of a sudden worried about wokeness. Just saying, everybody. Just saying. Yeah, guys, and they're going to come after our guns. They're going to come after them big time. And so, everybody's going to have a chance. Like I said the other night, and I need to make this clear, all those sheriff's departments across Texas that said, hey, we're a sanctuary Second Amendment city, they're going to get a chance to prove it. They're going to get a chance to prove it. So I'm sitting back and waiting to see which one falls first. Just saying, everybody. Just saying. Now, look, we got a lot of stuff going on out there across the internet. There's a lot of money being made. We do not monetize our videos. We're not here to make a living, But when I do spot somebody, I do like to give them, a shout out to let you know that there's somebody out there that's really good. There's a guy out there named Doug Naple. And he is actually a cartoonist and a video game guy. In other words, he invented a video game, and it's called Earthworm Jim. Yeah. So he's the entrepreneur that brought all this online. Now, what he's also doing at the same time, he's creating these short videos that come out, maybe a few times a day, and he's found something that works. But what he's doing, he's saying what he thinks. he's holding to his values. He's a Trump supporter, and he's losing on one hand. He's losing subscribers because the people that are in the comic book world don't like him. Don't like him doing the politics. They can't stand that. So that's bugging the hell out of them. But then again, he's getting first 1,000, then 5,000, then 25,000, then 50,000 subscribers, then 100,000 subscribers, and he's got it going, man. And let me tell you, he's already, I do believe, a wealthy man, but because he's showing people the money that he actually showed people the amount of money that he's making on YouTube by monetizing these little short videos that he's doing. And he's striking a chord with people. He's made last month, I do believe, $160,000 off of YouTube, making these little videos. You know what? I say more power to him. More power to him. It's not because he needs the money that he's holding his ground. Because let me tell you, he and others like him that are having great success on YouTube are going ahead and saying the things they need to say. They're going ahead and standing their ground. They believe in free speech. They're going to speak their opinions. And let me say this to you. If he leaves YouTube, that's probably 150,000 people that leave with him. And it's that way all over YouTube. As they try to silence people's voices, and they continue to speak out just like we do. And of course, we're not making any amount of money like that. We don't have any amount of subscribers like that. But man, let me tell you, that is a business practice that they are going to pay dearly for at some point, as they drive what you see as customers away because of their political opinions or their political shenanigans, should I say, of trying to silence people instead of encouraging free speech and opinion and everybody being tolerant of each other. But as we know, they don't want to be tolerant with anybody. They don't want to speak to anybody. All they want is their way. They don't want us to have a voice. They don't want us to have an opinion, and they damn sure don't want us to have a vote. And that's the truth of it. That's the truth of it. But, let me see. I had some stuff wrote down here, Oh, hey, let me tell you. There's a guy on here, and let me tell you, this is pretty interesting. I'm going to show you this. If I can get my mouse to cooperate. Here we go. Now this guy, I don't know whether you've seen him before. He's a Mustang medic. Now, he's a pretty good guy. But he comes on, well, let me show you that again. He comes on a couple of times a day, and he goes out and he takes some shots out, maybe from the Capitol building, and, he'll say, well, the fence is still up. Well, this is that, and I'm standing in front of the Washington Monument. And, he does his little ditty. But for the most part, in my opinion, he just begs for money. Now, when I saw him when he first started doing this, and he was going down to D.C., and he was doing his little thing, and, he was, at that time, he said, well, I'm looking for an apartment, and I'm looking for this, and I'm looking for that. And, he basically gets on there like today. He said, well, thanks to you, I was able to buy an iPhone, and, so Thank you. So people are donating, sending money. Yeah, hey, look, he's an entrepreneur. It's working. I think it's working. After all, he's still hanging around there. He's still doing videos, although I don't think much of it, they have much information. And let me say this, everybody. I could come on here every night, or maybe a couple of times a day, and sling a bunch of bullshit at you and tell you something big is coming, that I've got all this intel and all this other stuff. The troops are moving here. There's 36,000 there. There's true, I mean, here you go again and again and again. Everything I would say would be bullshit because I don't know. And I just feel we have a lot of that going on. A lot of it. And, I hate to say it's false hope, but and I hope, too, that it's true. That we got a bunch of people that are fixing to have their asses in jail. I hope that's true. But, my common sense tells me I just don't see it. That I think the battle is going to be for us in the next election cycle. That's where I think the battle's going. Now, I hope some of this other stuff is right. That somebody's going to come in and save the day. But who the hell is it going to be? Right now, we got stuff moving in the courts again. But you know what? Those lawsuits from Lynn Wood and Sidney Powell, those lawsuits were never dismissed. Those lawsuits were being put on the fast track, and they just didn't take them. They didn't take them on the fast track. The Supreme Court refused to fast track them. So now here they come. They say, well, look, they're going to make it to the Supreme Court. Yeah, if they put them on the docket, they may hear it in October. That's what I'm saying. And for you guys talking aircraft now, I worked on the B-52, the B-1 bomber, the stealth bomber, the B-2, the B-1, and the C-17, with all of those engines and the sails and all that shit. Those are my babies. Yeah. Just thought I'd include that for you guys on the chat line, because I see you talking there. Yeah. So anyway, I could throw all that stuff to you a couple of times a day. One of the most surprising things is this I forget what he calls, Sky Monkey or something like that, who comes on every night and goes into one of the channels that shows the airplanes aloft, and he's going over, the military aircraft that are moving here and there and all this other place. Well, there's a whole lot of nothing going on, is what there is. Just a whole lot of nothing. He said, well, this is a C-17. It's impressive that he knows that much and what all these airplanes are and everything else. But, I mean, evidently he studied it pretty good. But the fact is, there's a whole bunch of nothing there. So this is what I'm saying. I want everything to be true. I want everybody to be on the up and up. But it's the way I see it right now. The Republican, like, I'm not a Republican, I'm a constitutionalist. That's what I am. Years ago when I was a union organizer, and also when I was an early aircraft worker, union man, I followed the union. Then NAFTA came along, and I figured out, what the hell was going on. And I said, bullshit, this is a bunch of liars, and you know what? They sold us out. They sold us out. The Democrats did. And then I told my union people, you know, hey, look, we can't keep supporting these people. Oh, well, we got to. What do you mean we've got to? No, we don't. Yeah, we do. So, you know, I got wise, and so I switched to the Republican Party. And now what do I see? You know, over the years, I found we got a bunch of wussies instead of a bunch of fighters. A bunch of people that would cave in every damn time. Every time things got tough, they would cave to the other side. As the other side closed ranks, even when they lost, they won. And that's the truth of it. Because our side was a bunch of wussies and afraid of the media and to go out there and speak the truth. But let me say this, everybody. Donald Trump is the key. He is the key. He's not going to be convicted by the Senate. He's not going to be. No matter that charade that's going on right now. You know, I've never seen such a bunch of chopped up video clips in my life. But you know what? Nobody's watching it. Everybody's sick of it. Nobody's watching it. Their audience is low. And the approval rating of the Congress is even lower. But let me say this, everybody. 70% of Republicans would follow Donald Trump to a third party. 70% would follow him to a third party. That means if Donald doesn't hang around, the Republican Party is dead, dead, dead if he decides to go another direction. Is he going to straighten it out? Is he going to go in and throw all the rhinos and the traitors out? That could happen. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I do believe that's the path we're on. Nobody's going to come and rescue us, really. It's a job that's up to us, as it should be, the voters of this country and the patriots of this country. That's what it's going to take. And we have to get in behind the person running for office that is not a full-blown, I'm going to say it, communist, socialist, whatever tag you want to put on them. And that's the truth. I don't give a damn whether YouTube likes it or not. You know, if they want to throw us off, I guess they can just throw us off. We already got one strike against us. If that happens, we'll be on YouTube. Not YouTube, Rumble. We'll be on Rumble. And there, the name of the program is TBR Radio. In other words, TB Radio. That's what it is. You might go over there and join it just so you'll be there in case something happens. Now, right now, we have to upload videos there. They say they are going to get live stream capabilities. If that doesn't happen, I don't know. Maybe we'll go to Vimeo. That's pretty costly. But we're considering that now. We'll see, but it all depends on what YouTube wants to do. Do they want to throw us off? Do they want to get rid of us? Do they want to get rid of customers, people that they show their commercials to? Because who's going to pay? Who's going to, in their right mind, is going to pay them to put up a commercial where they know they're losing viewers? Because when they take us away, they lose 6,800 people. 6,800 is what they'll lose. Of course, we know that they're jacking with our numbers. We know they're doing that. So that's where we're at. And let me say one more thing. Let me show you. Up here, right here, that was me yesterday driving to Lubbock and back. The roads were icy. Well, the roads weren't icy. The roads were clear. Everything around me was ice. The trees were ice. The grass was ice. All the way from about Weatherford, Texas, no, Ranger, Texas, all the way to Lubbock. And there were places that looked like a winter wonderland, like I was in the movie Dr. Zhivago, except for the roads were clear. In that video right there, I was driving about 70 miles an hour. But let me say this. That's the 330-mile one-way trip. So 660 miles I did yesterday. And when I got home late last night, well, really it wasn't that late. It was about 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. As I came into town, and I'd been monitoring the weather the whole way, and I was amazed at the roads were as clear as they were. But when I was coming in to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I saw maybe one truck that was out to do some de-icing on the bridges. Actually, he wasn't even doing that. He was just driving along. But this morning, we had multiple, one of them 100-car pileup. We had deaths. People that died because of the morons that run these two, which are getting more and more liberal cities, Dallas and Fort Worth, because they didn't get the trucks out. They didn't treat the bridges. They weren't out looking for bad spots that they know from past events that are problems. They didn't do it, and people died this morning. Like I said, one of them, 100-car pileup. Absolutely incredible. And I've just lost it. Here we go. Right here. See that? There's 100 cars piled up, stacked on top of each other. There's actually worse pictures than that. Absolutely incredible, everybody. That happened in Fort Worth. That happened in Dallas. I'm really upset that nobody started to work on this situation early. And, I don't really know. I'll look further into it over the next couple of days and figure out just why that did not happen, why there wasn't an all-out effort. They knew this stuff was coming. If I knew it was coming, they should have known it was coming. That's what I'm saying, everybody. This kind of crap happens again and again and again. Because these people don't give a damn about us. They don't care. Just like these sheriff's departments that run out there and do the things they do. They don't care. They can get away with it because the media lets them. They should be pounding on their heads today. Why did you go out there and scare the hell out of the old town when it wasn't necessary? And it's a shame that we don't have recalls here in Texas. It's a shame. With that, everybody, it's about all I got for tonight. If you live in Texas, be ready, watch the roads, bundle up, do all the things you need to do. If you're out on a motorcycle, you're crazy as hell. But I've been caught out in weather like this before. Let me tell you. Have a good evening, everybody. If you don't have a motorcycle, buy one. Come ride with us. This is Butch Popeye Moss with Texas Biker Radio.